Long before the glow of electric lights and the hum of busy cities, the people of old Russia told tales by firelight, stories woven with magic, courage, and the mysterious forces of the forest. Among these ancient legends, none is more haunting or enchanting than that of Vasilisa the Beautiful. It is a story born from the snowy birch woods and whispered through the crackle of winter hearths, a tale of a brave young girl, a witch with iron teeth, and a doll with a mother's blessing. So settle in, my dear listener. Let the candlelight flicker and the shadows dance as we journey deep into the heart of Russian folklore to discover the strange and wondrous story of Vasilisa the Beautiful. And before we begin, don't forget to click that like button and subscribe so you never miss another story from Grandma's house. In a certain kingdom, in a certain land, there once lived a merchant who had a wife and a daughter named Vasilisa. The child was only 8 years old when her mother fell ill. As her strength faded, the mother called her daughter to her bedside and said, "My darling Vasilisa, I am dying. Here is a little doll. Take it and keep it always with you. Feed it when you are in trouble, and it will help you. Do not tell anyone about it." With those words, the mother kissed her child and passed away. After the funeral, the merchant grieved deeply, but in time, he remarried. His new wife had 2 daughters of her own, both as cruel as they were ugly. They envied Vasilisa for her beauty and gentle nature. When the merchant left on a long journey, the stepmother and stepsisters began to torment Vasilisa. They gave her the hardest tasks, scolded her for no reason, and tried to make her ugly with hard work and tears. But Vasilisa never complained. Each night, when she was alone, she would take out her mother's doll, give it a little bread and water, and say, "Dolly, eat and listen to my sorrow. My stepmother torments me, and I do not know what to do." The doll would eat a little, and then its eyes would shine. It would whisper, "Do not worry, Vasilisa. Go to sleep, and all shall be well." When Vasilisa awoke, the work was done. The floors swept, the firewood chopped, and the table set. The stepmother and sisters were amazed and became even more jealous. One day, as the merchant's journey dragged on, the stepmother decided to rid herself of Vasilisa forever. She sent her out to fetch fire from Baba Yaga, the terrible witch of the forest, whose house stood on chicken legs and turned around to face whoever approached. The sisters blew out all the candles and smothered the hearth, pretending it was an accident. "Go to Baba Yaga and bring us fire," said the stepmother, coldly. "We cannot live in the dark." Vasilisa was terrified, but she remembered her mother's doll. Taking a crust of bread to feed it, she crossed herself and went into the dark woods. The trees whispered, and the wind howled, but she kept walking. Along the way, she saw a horseman in white riding past. He was the dawn. Later came another rider dressed in red. He was the sun. Finally, she saw a rider in black. He was the night. At last, she came to Baba Yaga's hut. The house stood on chicken legs and turned about, its windows glowing like eyes. Around the hut were poles topped with human skulls whose eyes shone with fire. Gathering her courage, Vasilisa said, little house, turn your back to the forest and your face to me." The hut turned, creaking and groaning, and Baba Yaga came out, riding in her mortar, steering with a pestle, sweeping away her tracks with a broom. "What do you want, child?" hissed the witch. "Please, grandmother, my stepmother sent me for fire." Baba Yaga laughed, showing iron teeth. "You may have fire, but you must earn it. If you fail, I shall eat you." She gave Vasilisa impossible tasks: to sort a bushel of millet mixed with dirt, to clean the hut, and to prepare her supper. Vasilisa wept, but the doll whispered, "Do not fear. Feed me and rest." By morning, the work was done perfectly. Baba Yaga sniffed the air suspiciously. She growled. "You are not doing this alone. Who helps you?" "My mother's blessing helps me," Vasilisa replied. At the word blessing, Baba Yaga shrieked, "Enough! I want no one blessed in my house. Take your fire and go." She lifted a skull from one of the fence posts, its eyes burning with red flame, and set it on a stick. "Take this skull to your stepmother. It will give her all the fire she needs." Vasilisa bowed and left the forest. The skull's fiery eyes lit her path. But when she reached home, the stepmother and stepsisters were frightened by its light and hid. "Throw it away," they cried. "We want no fire from the witch." But the skull would not go out. Its burning gaze followed them wherever they ran. By morning, when Vasilisa awoke, the skull's eyes had burned her cruel stepmother and stepsisters to ashes. Vasilisa wept, but felt a great weight lifted from her heart. She buried the skull outside, blessed herself, and went to the nearest town. There she became an apprentice to an old woman who spun fine linen. Vasilisa's work was so beautiful that even the Tsar heard of it. He summoned her to the palace, and when he saw her gentle face and the perfect linen she had made, he fell in love with her. They were married with great joy, and Vasilisa the Beautiful became Tsarina of all Russia. As for the little doll, it lived in her pocket always, and never again did sorrow touch her heart. And so ends the tale of Vasilisa the Beautiful, a reminder that true light often comes from within, and the kindness we keep in our hearts can guide us through even the darkest woods. From her mother's love came a gift of courage, and from her trials came a life of peace and joy. May her story remind us that blessings, once given in love, never fade away. Thank you for joining me for this journey through old Russia. Make sure to come back for more stories here at Grandma's house